Hey everyone, welcome to today's Explainer. I'm absolutely pumped to get into this one with you. If you're looking for a total masterclass in orchestrating some hilarious family chaos, well, you've hit the jackpot. We're breaking down this wild, high-stakes game designed by Sourav Joshi. It's basically part competitive scavenger hunt, part totally devious psychological prank. We're going to track exactly how he pulled the whole thing off, who got super lucky, and who got completely scammed. So let's jump right into the madness. Seriously, what happens when you hide 10 traditional clay piggy banks, gullets, around a family home, and they are supposedly loaded with cash? Well, normally you just get a really happy family, but Sourav decided to throw a massive wrench into the works. He gathered 10 of these gullets, one for each family member, and stuffed them with all sorts of notes, 10 rupees, 20s, 50s, hundreds, and even a massive stack of 500s. But here is the catch that turns this whole experiment upside down: the introduction of completely counterfeit currency. Okay, let's look at this setup. On one side, you have the usli, the real, spendable cash, and on the other, knuckly, completely fake, utterly useless paper. Saurav's entire master plan hinges on deception. When the family finally hunts down their gullik, they're going to hear the rustle of paper, the clinking of coins, and they are absolutely going to think they've struck gold. They won't actually know until the very end if they're holding genuine wealth or if they're the victim of a massive popot, basically a giant prank. It is such a brilliant way to build immense anticipation, only to follow it up with either pure joy or just crushing disappointment. Now, check out the actual mathematical odds the family is up against here. Out of the 10 hidden piggy banks, 6 are indeed loaded with real money, but 4 of them, that's 40% of the entire game, are secretly loaded with completely fake scam notes. And the family? They have absolutely no idea these odds even exist. They're just running around the house assuming every single pot is a winner. This ratio is honestly perfect for a prank, because just enough people will win real money to make the losers feel their bad luck that much more intensely. So, to really understand the anatomy of this challenge, let's break it down into 4 distinct phases. First up, the setup, filling the gullets with the real and fake cash, plus a bunch of coins or chiller. Second, the stealth mission, hiding them in secret spots without getting caught. Third, the chaos, unleashing the family to hunt them down. And finally, the climax, smashing them wide open to reveal their fate. This structure is going to act as our roadmap for today's explainer. Phase 2, hiding the 10 gullocks. A total race against time before everyone wakes up from their afternoon rest. The house is dead quiet, giving Sourav this brief, high-stress window to get creative. And man, he didn't just slide these under a bed. He actively camouflaged them into the environment. He stashed one right inside the Jew wagon. He hid some behind outdoor plants so they blended right in. One went into the mandir, the temple area. Get this, he even swapped out the living room clock and put a gullek in its place. He hid one behind the curtains, turned another into a literal makeshift flower pot by sticking a plant in it, and tucked the last one away in the pantry. Talk about top-tier hide-and-seek engineering. Now, to keep things somewhat fair and to stop the family from completely trashing their own bedrooms, Sourav gave them one massive clue. He told them, "I won't hide them in the rooms, they'll be outside or around the house." This is such a crucial rule. By confining the hunt to the common areas and the outside of the house, he basically built this highly concentrated arena. Everyone's going to be constantly crossing paths, searching the exact same spots, which just massively cranks up the competitive rush and the overall panic. Phase 3, the family treasure hunt. The timer starts, the family scrambles, and absolute chaos erupts. Looking at this timeline, the pacing of the discoveries is just fascinating. Literally, in the very first minute, Piyush stumbles right onto one with almost zero effort. Soon after, Avantika secures the one hidden in the mandir. Around minute 20, Sahil uses his sharp eyes to spot that disguised clock gilak. But then, the momentum totally shifts. It turns into this grueling search. It takes much longer for the elders, like Gadaji and Oma, to secure theirs, and that final gilak, the disguised flower pot, it takes a full hour before Chachi finally tracks it down behind a planter. And during that long, grueling hour of searching, something so funny happens that perfectly highlights the psychology of games like this. A rumor actually starts spreading among the family. Someone whispers, "Did you hear only one piggy bank has money and the rest are empty?" Sourav immediately has to step in and shut that down, but it just goes to show how quickly paranoia and mind games naturally form when people are under pressure. They literally started second-guessing the entire integrity of the game before they even opened their prizes. Phase 4, breaking the gullocks. Time for the big reveals. Okay, so the search is finally over, but smashing hard clay pots on soft grass, Yeah, that's a bit of a logistical hurdle. The family actually has to fetch a brick just to smash them open. And oh, one Galak even unleashes a surprise colony of white ants. Anyway, let's break down the first set of reveals. Kanali smashes his open and scores real 20 rupee notes. A modest but genuine win. Chachaji cracks his and finds real 100 rupee notes. But Chachi, the one who endured that hour-long search, she breaks hers open to find 200 rupee notes, and yep, they are completely fake. It is the ultimate comedic pop-up moment. Imagine the heartbreak of finally finding the treasure only to realize you've been entirely scammed.
The reveals keep coming, and the luck remains completely split. Look at Body Mummy. She opens hers, finds stacks of real 10 rupee notes, and just gleefully hoards them away with this massive smile on her face. Sahil scores real 50 rupee notes, but poor Dadaji, he cracks his clay pot open to find a fat stack of 50s, only to realize, upon closer inspection, they are entirely fake. The prank is just working perfectly here, indiscriminately taking down different members of the family, no matter their age.
But guys, the absolute peak of this prank happens with Amma. She smashes her gullik and sees the glorious, vibrant color of 500 rupee notes. She fully believes she has hit the absolute jackpot. And then the realization sets in. Useless paper. She gets genuinely serious and upset, practically shouting, "Everything is a scam. All the notes are fake." She is legitimately annoyed at the fake out, which honestly just proves that Saurav's plan to mess with their emotions was 100% effective.
The grand prize winner, who actually secured the legendary jackpot.
50,000 rupees in pure 100% real cash. And the winner? Piyush. The exact same guy who effortlessly found his good luck in the very first minute of the game, without even breaking a sweat. He cracks it open and pulls out this massive, authentic stack of cash. So while half the family is literally holding useless paper and dodging ants, Piyush is holding the grand prize. The sheer luck involved here is just unbelievable. I do have to add a quick, pretty hilarious note about Avantika's outcome too. So she found the gulak hidden in the mandir. And while it wasn't fake paper money, it certainly wasn't a stack of high-value notes either. Her prize? One incredibly heavy piggy bank filled entirely with loose coins. Total chiller. It's the ultimate consolation prize. I mean, it's real money technically, but good luck carrying that massive pile of change around in your pockets all day.
But, as is tradition in any big family dynamic, winning comes with a bit of a hidden cost. Let's call it the winner's penalty. Piyush's incredible luck immediately turned into a financial obligation. Because he won the 50,000 rupees, the family instantly demanded a party. So his winnings pretty much immediately went toward funding the family's evening entertainment. He ended up paying for all their movie tickets, the popcorn, the cold drinks, and a really nice dinner out. So hey, the wealth was ultimately redistributed back to the whole family anyway.
Honestly, it's such a brilliant way to wrap up a day of games, leaving everybody happy. Which brings us to the end of our explainer today. But before we go, I want to leave you with this. If you were the one who hunted down that specific piggy bank and you cracked it open to find 50,000 real rupees in cash, what is the very first thing you'd spend it on? Would you treat everyone or maybe kind of hide it from your family? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me to unpack this wild ride today. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.